Hey Meg, are you there? I was just double checking that you were going to the doctor's office today, right? Have you already gone? Or are you still at home?
No, I already went, actually. My appointment was this morning. What about you, Dan? Did you just start your lunch break?
Yeah, about 3 minutes ago. This morning has been so slow. I was waiting all day up to now so that I could text you. So anyways, how did the doctors go? Did they have anything to say? How are things looking?
Well, they did a sonogram and ran over some other tests, and it seems like the baby's doing really well. And since I'm this close to having it, they really aren't concerned about any kind of freak incidents happening suddenly. They said that as far as they could tell, I'm on track to have the baby according to when they said I would.
I see. Well then it all sounds like good news to me. That's such a relief. And just to double check, if the doctor said that you'd have the baby according to the date they predicted for you, would that mean we'd be looking at the start of next month?
Yep, pretty much around then, although you can never know for sure with this thing, right? So it might be a couple of days before or after that window, but I take it that you've already asked your boss for the time off, right?
Well, yeah. I did ask, but I was only able to get a few days off of work anyways. He told me that even though it's my break time, that I can't just take off huge amounts all of a sudden. But I'll talk to him about it a little more. Maybe at the very least I can arrange some kind of work from home deal or something like that.
Of course, you do what you need to do to make sure things go okay at your office. Oh, right. That reminds me, I meant to ask you, did you say anything to that coworker of yours? What's his name? Ted?
You're asking me if I said anything to Ted? Like what? What should I have said?
Well, it's just his wife actually came over not that long ago. She came over asking if I could teach her how to bake after I'd given birth. But she specifically asked if I could teach her how to make a bundt cake, even though I've never ever made one of those before.
Wait, really? Are you sure? You mean to tell me you've never made a bundt cake before? What do you call those little small ones that you made last year of the New Year's party?
Dan, are you talking about the cupcakes that I made? Did you really think those were called bundt cakes? They're two completely different things. She'd be better off just following some recipe online.
Well, I don't really see what the difference is. If you can bake one thing, you can probably bake a bunch more then, right?
I really don't think that's how it works, and I certainly wouldn't be comfortable teaching someone something I don't know how to do. But more important than that, you really have to quit fibbing to people about me, Dan. I mean, you tell people that I can do basically anything, and then they come to me asking for it.
And you really think that's all because of what I tell people about you?
Of course that's what I think it's all about, but do you have any idea just how much work I've had to do so that those people don't get disappointed?
Word? What are you talking about? What have you done?
I mean that you had that other friend who you told that I could speak Spanish to, remember? I don't speak any Spanish.
But that isn't true though. I mean, you told me you were pretty good at it when you took it in high school.
Yeah, and it's only gotten worse since. Besides, you told this person that I would teach them how to speak Spanish. But I've never once taught anything to anyone. Why do you keep telling these kinds of lies to people? Do you have any idea how embarrassing it is when I have to tell them that I have no idea how to do what they think I do?
Is it really that bad? I think that sounds kind of funny to me.
Well, I'm not laughing at all, Dan. I am really happy that you can talk about me freely to your friends and coworkers. But I'm only asking that you just tell them things about me that are actually true. Is that really so much to ask for?
Okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have sent that last message. But, I mean, you really do so much already. And thanks to me, everyone in my office thinks that you're amazing. That's a good thing, right?
Dan, I think we've talked about this before, but ever since I was little, people always told me that I could do anything just because I'm pretty. And thanks to that, I actually suffered a lot of embarrassment when I couldn't do any of it. It was a lot to put on a kid, and I still carry those feelings with me, especially when your coworkers come around asking me for things.
Alright. I think you did tell me something about this before actually. But anyways, If you're really so against seeing any of my coworkers, does that mean that you're going to miss the company barbecue that's coming up?
It feels like you're just trying to change the subject here when I'm trying to tell you about how I feel.
No, I'm not trying to change the subject. I'm just putting a pin so that we can talk about the barbecue really quick. I mean, I think some people are gonna bring their whole families, so I really would appreciate if you could come.
I'm really sorry, Dan, but I can hardly stand the smell of meat cooking as it is. I just don't see that happening. Besides, it's already so hot this summer, I don't think I could be outdoors for that long.
I guess you have a point there. But that really sucks. I was hoping we could have gone together.
Well, sorry it didn't work out this time. Maybe next year. And again, just please be a little more careful with what you tell others about me, okay? I understand wanting to brag about your wife, but let's keep the brags within the realm of things I can actually do.
Yeah. I promise to watch what I say around people. Jeez. Anyways, I've got to get back to work now. As for you, you're pregnant. So you really should learn to relax and take things easier.
Thanks for that, Dan. I'll do my best to take things easy from here on. Hope you have a good rest of the day at work.
Hey Meg, what are you doing right now? So happy to be at home at the moment.
Yep, I'm at home, pregnant as ever. I take it you've already arrived at your company barbecue then? You know, I can hardly even get myself off the couch as I am right now. But I hope that you're having fun. How is it over there?
Oh, it's really fun. Lots of people here and we are all having a good time. But I'm actually going to be coming home now. So get ready to leave the house when I get back, okay?
Wait, what? You mean you're already coming home from the event? And just where are we going that I need to get ready to leave? Where are we going?
Well, I'm going to be bringing you to the barbecue as well. So just get ready for me to pick you up and we can go.
Hold on a second, Dan. I thought that we already talked about this. I told you that I wouldn't be able to go. You said okay, remember? What changed since then?
Yeah, I did say that I was okay with it. But now I have people here who are asking where you are and want to meet you.
As in people from your work that want to meet me? People like who?
You remember last year how that new girl joined our company, right? Well, she wants to meet the wife that I've been bragging about this whole time.
I think I remember you mentioning something about the new hire, but I don't get why she would want to meet me.
I guess that she's just come to really admire you after all that she's heard. This is a good thing.
She's come to admire me? What does that even mean? How can she admire me if we haven't even met? I'm sorry, Dan, but I'm just really confused right now.
Well then, let me explain. Thanks to me, my whole office thinks that you're a beautiful woman, an amazing cook, and a jack of all trades. You must be so happy to hear all of this though, right? I mean, this is great for you.
Dan, I thought that we talked about this before. You said that you would stop telling people in your office lies about me, remember? Please, it's really embarrassing when they ask me about all these things that I just can't do. I know that you're just wanting people to be excited about meeting your wife, but it really does put me in an awkward spot.
I'm sorry, but I don't see anything wrong with what I'm doing. I know that you don't want to come and meet this coworker. I'm going to insist that you do come.
Are you serious right now? You're seriously going to insist that I go to this barbecue with you even though I told you I can't?
Please. Don't you care at all about my reputation here at the office? I am your husband and I am inviting you to this event. You are going to make me look really bad if you just turn me down, you know? How am I supposed to save face around here if you're not doing what I say?
Dan, you do realize that I am on the verge of giving birth to our child, right? I mean, I could go into labor any day now, basically. And I am telling you that I don't want to be standing outside at a hot barbecue and smell meat cooking all day.
Oh, come on. Do you really think the weather is so bad that something's gonna happen to you? You're going to be just fine. Don't worry so much.
Dan, you can't just brush off all my worries by telling me not to worry. Besides, this isn't just about me. This is about the baby as well. Aren't you worried about what will happen if I get heat stroke or something?
Of course I'm not, because that isn't going to happen. I'll be right there looking after you, don't worry. If you ever get tired, you can just tell me and it'll be all okay.
Really? Because for some reason I just can't bring myself to believe that.
You mean that you can't believe something your own husband is telling you? What's the matter with you? Besides, I need you here at the barbecue so that I could put you to work.
Put me to work? What does that mean? You aren't seriously going to ask me to do things there, are you?
You mean you really think you can just show up, eat food, and then go home without doing anything? Come on now, I've been telling everyone here about how amazing you are. You have to show up and do something to impress them. Think of how embarrassed I'll be if you can't even do that. Anyways, I'm already on my way over to pick you up. Ugh, you really have some serious nerve, do you know that? I mean, did you really have to go and faint in the middle of the barbecue and in front of all my coworkers? You totally ruined the reputation I set up for you. I don't even know what else to say except that I'm very, very disappointed in you.
Excuse me? You're disappointed in me? You've got to be kidding me. Dan, I can't believe you actually just said that. I am seriously getting sick and tired of you.
And just who do you think you are to take that kind of tone with me, huh? This is all your fault. If you didn't pass out, then my boss would have never scolded me in front of everyone. Can you believe that they put all the blame on me for what you did? Don't you dare try to spin this against me too. No one is spinning anything against you. Certainly not me, your boss. What are you talking about? You're not boss. Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? Oh no, it's no joke at all. This is your boss speaking to you, or should I say, former boss. Since as of today, you are fired. Wait, Tony, is that really you? What on earth are you doing with my wife? Well, your wife had her accident at our company event. So of course I went to the hospital to go and visit her and apologize for what happened. And that was when she talked about the kind of idiotic things you've been saying to her. Well, I got upset that I asked Meg if I could borrow her phone and have a little word with you. Okay. I believe that it's really you, but I'm not really fired, right? I mean, you didn't really mean it when you said that, did you? Oh, I was very serious and I still am. I better not see you at work tomorrow. Now hold on just a second. Don't you think that's just taking things a little bit too far? I mean, this has to be illegal or something. I'm sorry. But after what I've learned about you, I just don't want to be working in the same office as you. But why? I didn't even do anything. It was my wife who caused the scene, not me. Are you really trying to pin this all on your pregnant wife? I can't believe that you would do that. How can you call yourself her husband? She should be the most important thing in the world to you. And this whole time you were just trying to use her to score points at the office. Tony, I'm sorry, but I don't think it's appropriate for you to be stepping into this matter. This is between my wife and I would appreciate your understanding. All that being said, please don't fire me. Well, if you'd like, we could take this matter to court and see what a judge has to say about your firing. But this isn't fair. You can't take me to. You're the one trying to fire me. And I'll make sure that the court knows exactly why keeping you around would be bad for the company. By the way, I wouldn't bother trying to visit your wife in the hospital. She's asking me to tell you that she never wants to see you again. Not only that, but she also wants to get a divorce as well. She's telling me to tell you that the next time you hear from her, it'll be through her lawyer. Have a nice life, Dan.
It wasn't long after that I went into labor, but I would never have guessed that I would be signing divorce papers as soon as it was born. I heard later from Tony that Dan was ultimately fired as well. During the divorce proceedings, I was able to get a hefty payment from Dan for the danger that he put our child and I in. He was also ordered to pay child support until our baby was an adult. Dan decided to settle the child support issue with one large payment. Apparently, he couldn't stand the shame of his family and office knowing what he had done. He wanted to get the divorce process over and done with as soon as possible. After it was all done and over, I never heard from Dan again. I know it'll be hard to raise this child on my own. Sometimes I wonder if it wouldn't have been better to stay with Dan. But then I think of what that would mean making my child grow up with. No matter what, I don't regret what I've done. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.